one of the big problems with pro gamers. They got to try and stay warm. That's why you do see them holding those heat packs a lot of the time.
Yeah, warm hands is so important. If you get cold hands, it really messes up your control. Let's go into game 2 now on Bonnie Research Stage and see if these two players can tighten up their play. See if herO can tie things up.
안정적인 수비.
파이터.
Well, Rain to the bottom in red will be doing a proxy.
Here in the top will be receiving said proxy.
Yes, and he's got a pylon on the ramp, so if it's an in-base proxy, this certainly isn't going to work. But
nope. Look at this. All right. I guess from here we'll probably see a one-gate proxy, right? With,
yeah.
Stalkers.
With that placement, 100%. What's really scary for herO, though, is that this pylon will spot a 2-base proxy in main, but it's also very vulnerable to stalker pressure.
Even a Zealot, just runs up there, starts working on it. It's going to be very hard to deal with that as well, because it can simply stop these probes from doing a decent surround on it as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we'll have to look into as this rush commences. How well he can micro around that pylon and how quickly he reinforces it.
Well, let's see how this all works out. Gateway on the way. From here, it's a pretty big commitment from Rain. He's got to make sure he's got to do the damage with it to make it worth it. But look at this. Scouting it out already. Very smart from herO. Wow.
That's good. herO himself did do a similar proxy versus Myungshik, in fact, in their last PvP series. He could tight wall this with the core, but I don't think that's what he wants here. He wants to just wall it one Zealot in the choke.
Yeah.
And he should actually have enough time, just barely with the Chrono Boost, to do that.
Yeah, he's actually looking fantastic. He's going to have the Zealot out by the time the Zealot gets to his main, unless he doesn't Chrono Boost it, which is a scary thought. Well, Rain Chrono Boosted his, so it's going to be out in fairly good time.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a probe to push his way in there either. He doesn't know that it's at a wall in.
Oh, he's keeping it here, so he's not going to commit to it either.
He knows he's been scouted. He's really having some indecisiveness. And look at this. The wall is going to be tight.
Wow. If he had to move just a little bit earlier, it would have been in there. He's not really going to find anything here.
This is really bad for Rain. He's just simply put going to find no damage whatsoever.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly. Second Zealot coming out there. At least he'll be able to push through the ramp. Stalker on the way, but it'll be a little bit of time before that comes out.
Ooh, he actually did the attack animation first, so can actually now split these Zealots up. Here comes the Stalker. One shot will finish the Zealot off. Oh, at least he needs one more.
Well, here comes the next problem. He's going to try and make sure he doesn't lose any probes here. He loses a Zealot, but looks like that will be it.
Nice control. Very little probe mining time lost either. And now, when the second Stalker comes out, he can actually move across and try to kill this pylon and stop the mining here.
Oh. Well, he actually didn't get the first shot either. He'll work on the probe instead. Mothership Core is going to even things up, and he's kind of have to give up this gateway. So bad position for Rain right now.
Yeah. He puts a Zealot here. You can see on the production tab, you can see the gateway is still making, but he knows he's not going to have it. I think he just wants to threaten and be like, yeah, you better kill this pylon or something's going to pop out. Cancels it now. Back at home, a second gate being added, but it's going to be the only gate he has. And all he has on the map right now is that one single Stalker. And defending this is going to be virtually impossible. His Mothership Core does not have any energy. And let's see how well he micros against two Stalkers now in his main base. He's going to have to pull probes.
Exactly. He's going to have to pull probes. It's really going to come down to how many probes does he lose in this exchange. If he loses too many, he's just going to be so far behind.
I think he needs to have probes at the top of the ramp waiting. I think that's his best bet, to be honest.
It's hard to say. I mean, he wants to try and bait them out, I'm sure, for as long as he can before he commits to them. And there we go now. Trading HP and now pulls the probes.
Here comes Vision, though, with that Mothership Core. And he also has a Time Warp. Don't forget. Oh, this is looking really bad here
that
for
Mothership
Rain.
Core should just go down, actually.
And there it goes.
Oh, my God.
And now he loses the Stalker, and he should just type out GG. Tying it up.
Very quickly there. Just a completely failed proxy one gate. Here is looking solid, man.
You look at these maps. This is just the kind of series that we're going to see until we get to Game 6 and 7. These two are very, very similarly skilled in the early game. And they're definitely going to try to push some small advantages where they can. So herO defends that all in. Good scout there. And I think it's a good choice considering that he didn't scout in the first game, but he's already changing things up going into game 2. So
yeah,
a smart choice by Rain, I personally feel, but obviously it's a cheese. If it gets scouted, it's going to struggle to find damage.
You're going to get behind in a big way, and herO just made all the right choices with how to follow up with that. So it's kind of just it's a best of 7. You know, you can't afford to throw these games away. You can't afford to take big chances like that. If you get ahead, then he's going to have a 2-0 lead, but instead it's all tied up.
It's all tied up, and we are going to go into a short commercial break, guys. Before we go into game 3, we'll see you in just a few.
Everything